The president went on an unhinged rant in which he referred to the White House as a house, then went on a deranged late-night posting spree in which he demanded the arrests of his political opponents. But don't worry, he also held a very important meeting in the Oval Office where he unveiled new measures to bring down prices. And wait, sorry, I read that wrong. He dozed off while his health secretary talked about sperm counts in teenagers. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. I don't know if you guys remember, but during the 2024 campaign, Donald Trump promised to solve an obscure, little-known problem most voters were unaware of. Let me see if I'm pronouncing this right. Is it inflation? Inflatone? Oh, no, inflation.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. Under my leadership, the United States will commit to the ambitious goal of slashing energy and electricity prices by half, at least half. We intend to slash prices by half within 12 months, at a maximum 18 months. Prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down, and they'll come down fast. Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. We're going to get your energy prices down by 50%. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down. Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. We're going down and getting gasoline below $2 a gallon, bring down the price of everything from electricity rates to groceries, airfares, and housing costs.
Not only are airfares more expensive, some airlines don't even exist anymore. He didn't bring down the prices of airlines, he brought down the number of airlines. On top of that, gasoline is close to $5 a gallon. Not everywhere. It's still under $2 at Crazy Seth's Discount Gas. Not to brag, but as soon as Trump invaded Iran, I started hoarding gas in my New York City apartment. And sure, it smelled bad and all of our plants died, but now I'm making bank. I even bought myself a first-class round-trip ticket to Tahiti, or at least I thought it was first class, but then halfway through the flight, the airline shut down. Plane didn't even land. They just made us parachute out into the Pacific Ocean. Found my way to a deserted island where I thought I befriended a volleyball, but it turns out it was just Kash Patel. Point is, Trump lied. He said he'd bring down the prices of energy, gas, airfares, and groceries, and not only are they not down, they're all up, way up. It's like if George H.W. Bush had said, read my lips, no new taxes, and then not only raised taxes, but also got new lips. Someone at home, I don't know who you are, saw that and was like, all right. Compare Trump's campaign promises with the latest inflation report.
The Labor Department reports this morning that consumer prices increased at a faster than expected pace last month, rising at the fastest rate since May of 2023. And raising further concerns about the inflationary impact on the U.S. economy.
This is another inflation setback, and it's being driven in large part by the war. So consumer prices soaring by 3.8% year over year in April. That is worse than expected, and that is the highest level in almost 3 years.
Oh my God, inflation is up to 3.8%, but that can't be. That's higher than the rate of inflation when Trump took over from Sleepy Joe.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Next thing you know, Trump's going to start falling asleep on camera, and oh, son of a bitch! It's also worth noting that as well as promising to bring prices down, he promised that he wouldn't get in to Middle East wars, which is what is making it harder to bring prices down. He's breaking one promise by breaking another promise. And as a result, Americans are rightly furious.
New CNN polling just out gives a fresh look on how Americans feel about the economy overall. The numbers reveal deep anxiety about affordability and growing warning signs for President Trump. 73% describe economic conditions in this country as poor.
If you take a look here, we asked folks, has Donald Trump's policies affected the local cost of living for you? 77% in our poll say his policies have increased the cost of living. And let me just say, that includes a majority of Republicans. 55% of Republicans say Trump policies has increased the cost of living for them.
77% say Trump has made the cost of living worse. Seriously, 77% is impressive. It's rare to get that many Americans to agree on anything, let alone politics. I don't even think we could get 77% of Americans to agree that pineapple on pizza is disgusting, which it is. Here's how disgusting it is. Even Pizza Rat wouldn't touch it. Although, in fairness, Pizza Rat is actually very discerning. He was a guest judge on the new season of Top Chef. I'm just kidding. Pizza Rat's dead. How long do you think rats live? That's just science. Don't groan science, you guys. If Pizza Rat was still alive, we should all be terrified. If we find out that pizza-eating rats live forever, run for the hills. He dead. Good. Or she. I don't know why I always assumed Pizza Rat was a man. I can't believe I'm saying that we got to dig up the body and do an autopsy. I need to know. The point is, inflation is soaring and Americans are begging the president, please do something.
President Trump held an event about maternal health at the White House today.
So let me speak a little bit about the reality that 1 in 3 Americans are underbabied. What does underbabied mean? That means that you either don't have any children or you have less children than you would normally want to have.
Then why don't you just say that, you weirdo? Underbabied? Just say Americans are having fewer children. Underbabied sounds like how the Trump sons would describe how their dad raised them. I wouldn't say dad babied us. I'd say he underbabied us. I remember when I was 5, I fell off my bike, and then he took the bike to Disneyland instead of me because he only likes hanging out with winners. Also, if you guys are so concerned that people aren't having children, I have an idea. Make it more affordable to have children. Make healthcare and childcare and public college universal free. Because the cost of raising children is why people are having less children. It's not because they're afraid Iran is going to have a nuclear bomb or because there are no good ballrooms. They're worried about how expensive it is. But this administration doesn't have answers for that. They just have weird solutions for weird problems using weird words. In fact, just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, guess again, because RFK Jr., a.k.a. the skin suit from Men in Black, showed up too.
The fertility crisis for women began in 2007. For men in 1970, men had twice the sperm count as our teenagers do today.
I'm sorry, now we gotta listen to this guy talk about sperm counts? Louise. The only thing worse than knowing old muffler throat is concerned about sperm counts is also knowing he's gonna have a weird solution. We need to encourage our young men to expose their testicles to red light therapy, but also remind them not to point the light at their face. I did that, and it's why my skin is the same color as a gas station hot dog. By the way, I can't believe I'm fact-checking this bullshit, but a study published last year by the Cleveland Clinic found that there's no cause for panic and that sperm counts have been steady. And yes, when I Googled male sperm on my computer, it did pop a red flag with HR. Also, while RFK Jr. was talking about sperm counts, Trump seemed to nod off again. I mean, forget sperm cells. Has anybody counted his brain cells? How do you fall asleep while RFK Jr. is talking? That's like replacing your white noise machine with a chainsaw stuck in a garbage disposal. So most people are struggling to afford, if it was talking about sperm. So most people are struggling to afford basic necessities while the president dozes off and his aides drone on about sperm counts. But don't worry, Trump woke up and he stumbled over to the Rose Garden where he complained about the beautiful taxpayer-funded mansion that he gets to live in.
We're gathered here tonight, and it's exciting because this place was not properly taken care of. I was told by my wife, you have to act presidential, so don't use foul language. I won't. Therefore, normally I would have said it was a house, but I don't want to say that.
Again, you weirdos, no one said house, it's hole. Stop inventing new word phrases for things, you underbabies. Also, I'm so sorry your giant free house is such a bummer. How out of touch can you be? 77% of Americans say the cost of living is getting worse. This guy's complaining about his 132-room mansion. He's like a Hollywood diva who doesn't like her trailer. There's no espresso machine in here. This place is house. And that was only the start of Trump's deranged behavior. As it got later in the day, he got even crazier.
President Trump declared that the ceasefire with Iran is on life support, sending oil prices up again ahead of a high-stakes mission to China and a barrage of inflammatory Truth Social posts overnight. We saw some erratic presidential behavior yesterday. The president used profanity to describe the White House at an event, and then he went on that strange social media spree into the morning.
Yeah, this stretched late into the night, into the early morning, George. The president posting or reposting on social media more than 50 times by our count, and nearly all of these posts focused on false claims or conspiracy theories. The president at one point responding to someone calling on the DOJ to make more arrests, just as he reshared a post with an unfounded conspiracy theory calling on former President Barack Obama to be arrested.
Uh-oh, the president was up all night. Sounds like somebody was
Underbabied.
We all know what Trump really cares about. The only thing he cares about is his ballroom, which he is now claiming is under budget, even though the budget doubled.
We have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size. You are not a smart person.
You just said it was under budget. If the price doubled, that's not under budget. That's like saying, I'm sticking to my calorie goal intake, only 1 burger a day. You doubled your calorie intake. That's because I ate 2 burgers. You dumb person. Also, if you're gonna insult someone, just say dummy. Why do you talk so weird? You're like a high school bully who can't think of a comeback. Hey, look, Donald tripped and split his pants. Oh yeah? Well, you're a not cool guy. This is what Trump really cares about. In fact, on Tuesday, Trump admitted he doesn't consider Americans' financial situations when thinking about the war in Iran.
To what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation.
I don't think about Americans' financial situations. I think about their sperm counts. Trump's entire campaign was premised on improving Americans' financial situations, and now he's admitting he's not even thinking about it. He's so full of he lives in a house made of but I certainly don't know what you'd call that. Oh, maybe a house. This has been A Closer Look.